Yo, what's up guys, Nanjiroh, welcome to another video. So for this video, I'm going to be talking about DaChimera. So, as you may have guessed, it's obviously chimera with daria. So, as you may know, one of my great loves in this game is actually daria. Ironically enough though, I actually did not play daria much up until now actually. When I first started playing the game, I was torn between wanting to play Daria and wanting to play Dragon, but I decided I was going to play Dragon because Dragon is one, more expensive, so therefore it was a better investment at the time. And ultimately now, I can go ahead and I can actually play both decks, just because I've played the game for a very, very long time. Alright, so let's go and talk about each of the cards. 2 Mystic Ring. You use Mystic Ring in this deck to go ahead and, you know, if you're in a pinch, it's basically another version of Insight, except a little bit worse. If you draw your chimeras, you can like toss this back. If you draw multiple darias, you can toss back a daria. Just, you know, continue the high roll. Well, sorry, not high roll. Okay, continue the value train going. 3 Insight. 3 Insight is very, very good. Like Insight, especially in daria decks, is actually ridiculous. Just because the more cost reduced spell boost swallows you have in your hand. Like say if you have multiple oglers in hand, if you have emules in hand, anytime you cast 1 mana spells, you're essentially gaining a ton of mana. Because alright, so if you have 2 spell boost swallows in hand, any insight you play essentially gives you +1 mana just like floating. Like, but obviously your opponent can't see that. The only thing that they'll see is that you're paying 1 mana to draw a card, but you get the 1 mana back. You don't get it back right now. Or sorry, you probably won't be able to use it in the same turn they get it, but you do have it, and that's just very, very powerful. 3 Staircase. So Staircase is a big reason for why I want to play the deck. Right, so with Staircase, you play it. Right, so Daria in the past and even now, you still play out a ton of followers all at once. And sure, like a lot of these followers, they're maybe not all the best, but one, you get them for free. Being able to get them for free is still very, very powerful, just because one of the things that people kind of overlook about daria is that, like, when they go ahead and call it bad, is that at the end of the day, you can always still die. If I go daria on 4 and I roll triple ogler off the top, like triple ogler into Emilu, yeah, you're probably gonna die. I mean, granted, like that's a little bit, you know, stars aligned or whatever, but that's still a very, very real thing that can happen to you. But with the staircase is nice because it gives you more cards, and it's essentially like a daria effect. You know, it's like delayed, but it gives you guaranteed gas. And there's a lot of like synergistic followers in the deck that you can play. That when you get it, you can just keep the value chain going. You can just keep on like vomiting out creatures for your opponent to deal with. Kind of not that unsimilar to that of midshadow, except a little bit faster. 3 Levi. Levi's very, very good. Levi is a good intro to the mid game creature, just because he can clear up 2 units, or you can go ahead and clear off 1 unit and just hold the Crimson Sorcery in hand like I do, just to set up like massive burn for later. So very, very nice. 3 Craig. Craig is nice because like he gives you the option of choosing what it is that you want to spell boost. I like Craig over, say, Magic Owl, because even though Magic Owl technically is yes faster, I like being able to evolve my Levi's as much as possible, just because like I'm not packing that much burn in this deck. Like literally the only technical burn I have is the DaChimera itself, the Levi, and then Blade Mages. That's not a lot of burn. So it's very, very important that I try to evolve my Levi's as much as possible. 2 Golem Assault. So Golem Assault is very, very good. The reason why is because being able to have wards on the fly versus, say, that of aggro is very, very important, especially when those wards have high base HP. Well, not high, but just, you know, moderately high base HP, and can actually fight back. Some plays that I like to do, like say versus that of like aggro sword or whatever, is like turn 2 if I'm going first, Golem Assault, turn 3 actually play out the Golem. And that's very, very good, because like they have to commit at least 2 creatures into it, and worst case scenario for them, they have to commit 3 creatures into it in order to clear it. That's very, very good for you because it buys you time. It also gives you out 2 spell boosts, which is very, very nice, just because again, this deck loves spell boosts. 3 Emilu. So To be honest, the number of Emu you play is actually very dependent on like what else it is that you want to play in this deck. Like for example, if you wanted to play out like Dance of Dust, you could actually cut the Emu technically in order to play up the Dance of Dust. But because this is like the initial like trial run deck, I just wanted to be able to have very strong plays whenever possible. And with the Emu, the nice thing is that like it helps give you game versus say that of Aggro Sword, because in the past, Aggro Sword and even Mid-Range Sword have both historically always been bested by Daria, just because Daria does her things a little bit better than what those decks can do. 3 Clark is very nice because again, because you're playing the Staircase, because you have the Daria, you can pick up a lot of cards all at once. And you have 9 different. Yeah, all right. So you have 12 different. You have 12 different spell boost followers. And again, because you have so many of these followers, like the Clark, even though he costs 3 mana, and that that might suck for some of you guys, even though he's fully set up for his cost, the Clark essentially gives you back mana. If you spell boost 2 followers in your hand, the Clark just gave you +1 mana. If you spell boost 3, Clark gave you 3 mana, and if you spell boost 4, Clark gave you 8 mana. That's actually gross. 2 Piercing Rune. So again, if you want to cut out a DaChimera for the Piercing Rune, to either just because you either like Piercing Rune more, or you just reduce the cost of making this deck overall, you can go ahead and do that, and that's perfectly fine. Piercing Rune is very good, especially versus Sword, because if you go like Levi Piercing Rune into Crimson Sorcery or something like that, as well as dropping a Daria board, you're probably winning that game because it's very difficult for them to deal with. 3 Ogler. Like, Ogler is your moneymaker. Ogler gives you that mid-game punch that you want, just because even though his only effect is that they get spell boost him, like if you get him to like say maybe 1 or less mana, think about that for a second. A 0 mana 3/4, like that's very strong, and that's before he gets to evolve, and he gets full stats on evolve. That's very powerful. Just because, one, you got to play it for free, or you also get to play it in conjunction with other things. That's the power of Daria, is that you get to play multiple things at once. 3 Fate's Hand. Fate's Hand is very cool. So for the Fate's Hand, the thing about it is that like okay. Alright, so the thing about it is that 1, you're not always gonna have Daria in your hand. 2, if you get Daria and you roll Fate's Hand, well, you've effectively drawn 8 cards on your Daria turn, because you get to draw 5, plus the 2 that you're going to draw from the Fate's Hand when you eventually cast it, plus 1 more from your natural draw, and it's very powerful. It also helps as a 0-cost spell they could possibly play off of Daria in order to play out Blade Mage as well. Being able to also get the Blade Mage on your Daria turns is very nice. Just because if you evolve the Blade Mage, right? So you make a Daria board, right? If you get it like 3 creatures all at once, and you have multiple, and you still have like say maybe like 1 or 2 evolves left. If you evolve the Blade Mage and go face, if they focus fire all their attention on the Daria is usually going to eat an evolve. They most likely probably don't have a board, because if you play the Piercing Rune that turn, they probably lost their board, and that means that the Blade Mage in conjunction with the Piercing Rune, if the Blade Mage is evolved, that means he pushes a whopping 8 damage, 4 across 2 turns. If he's unevolved, he still pushes 4 damage by himself, but that's still very powerful, because like you get that chip, you also have that board in play, and you also have another board. So you also still have cards in hand. They can just like commit to the board after they deal with it. Like you just have a lot of waves of creatures that just come out, and your opponent can't deal with them, and then you just kind of like win. Like, so this is a board based deck in which you do actually have to like win off the board. And I know that's like difficult for some people to do, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually very fun. 2 Mr. Heinlein, the Shadow Mage. So Mr. Heinlein is very nice. The reason why is because 1, he has Ward. Like, having Ward in this type of deck is very relevant, because as you see, I don't play that many spells. Like, literally the only like removal spell I play is technically the Levi, who's with his Crimson Sorcery, the Golem Assault, which is a ward, but my opponent can choose how they want to deal with it unless I evolve it, and then the Piercing Rune. So having that ward is very nice, just because like it's a very large ward at that. Additionally, it has 6 HP. Now the 6 HP is actually relevant because it means that certain things that Aggro Sword would like to do to you they actually have to invest 2 creatures in order to kill it, or they have to invest an evolve and a Council of Card Knights Bane unit in order to kill it. So if you can make it to that point, you're probably winning the game. Although let's be real, like if you made it to turn 6 versus Aggressor, you probably already won. But this just helps, you know, shut down the doors. Additionally, has a Staircase synergy in which you can go ahead and like drop multiple creatures at the same time, and just overall very powerful card. 3 Daria. So the 3 Daria is like pretty core and standard. I don't like. There's not much explanation needed here. Like you can always cast Daria on say turn 4, but in the games that I played, mind you, I've only played 2 games with this particular list. But in the games that I played, I don't think I actually got my Daria off early in either one. But like I think in the second game where I played versus the Carabats, I didn't actually get to play my Daria until I think it was like turn 8, something like that. Yeah, which just goes to show you the power of this deck overall. In that I didn't have to play the namesake card until turn 8, even though it can be played as early as say turn 4, and I was still able to win. And then lastly, 2 DaChimera. So for the DaChimera, I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, okay, Nanjiroh, why the fuck are you playing this? But I'm playing it because, one, I believe that whenever it is they make a new deck or whatever, that you need to push the limits as far, they need to push the envelope as far as humanly possible. If you don't do that, you're not gonna be able to see exactly what it is their deck is or isn't capable of. You're not gonna be able to actually like learn that much. Like, because the amount of learning that you get from like your test results and things like that, like it goes a very, very long way. And it's really hard for me to I guess like quantify it into words for you, but it's definitely something that they should pick up but it's definitely something that they should go ahead and try out in the future when you're like making lists on your own. Now, obviously, as I said earlier, you can go ahead and cut down to one giant chimera for another blade. Sorry, not another blade mage, for another piercing rune. Or conversely, if you don't like the DaChimeras at all, you can like cut them out for say Dance of Death. Now the deck is very, very cool overall. Like I've played 2 games with it. I'll probably play some more in a few minutes, and I'll probably record these games as well. But yeah, like deck is a lot of fun to play, and obviously I'll again like cover how I'm playing it when I go ahead and play out some of the concept games for you guys. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, go and leave a like, go and hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think about Daria in the current metagame down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys.